Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name's David Kaye, Ramblers Worldwide Holidays. We do small group walking holidays. I am thinking 15, 20 people. We deal worldwide. We have 4 separate brands which we go. We have a limited Irish product which I am hoping to expand on, but I'll take you through what we do generally, and then later on I'll refer to a specific Irish holiday which came out of a meeting I came over here last January, put together of a holiday with that. Hopefully some of the things I have to say will be of some use to you. First up, that's me, I'm sure you know, and Ramblers Worldwide Holidays is the major of our 4 brands. This is the walking holidays all over the world. They commonly stay in 3 or 4 star hotels. They commonly last for between 1 and 2 weeks. We do a holiday in New Zealand that lasts for 4 weeks. Europe is the main market. Would be 80% of the holidays we sell would stay in mainland Europe. Italy and Spain are the 2 leading markets. Greece a good way behind, and Austria, France even further behind than that. Significant for what I'm talking about today, Adagio is a new brand. The Adagio program we put together, the first brochure came out in October 2012 to sell holidays in 2013. The idea was our Ramblers clients, the Ramblers Worldwide clients, we've had an issue with the average age of the clients getting older and older. The brand started in 1946, and a few young guys got together, bought themselves a cheap train ticket to go to the Alps to go climbing. That was 6 people in 1946. Went up to, in 2013, we'll have hoped to have taken about 18,000 people. So we're a reasonable sized business, but we had an issue with the average age of our clients going up and up. And we particularly had an issue. We have a very loyal clientele. A lot of guys come with us again and again and again. But we were getting brochures sent back to us, say something along the lines of, I've been on 20 of your holidays the last 20 years, I've thoroughly enjoyed them, I can't do the walking anymore, please don't send me any more brochures. And we thought this was an enormous shame that we were losing these loyal clients. So we came up with the idea of the Adagio program, that is, the walking is a much lesser part of the program. Walks would typically be 2 or 3 hours at a very easy pace. So anybody, if you can walk the dog round the park, you'd be able to do an Adagio walk. We would emphasise the cultural aspects of the holidays. We would add the standard of accommodation, the standard of food offered would be better. It would be a more upmarket offering. Interestingly, the first brochure had a capacity of about 500 beds, and I suspect if you'd asked us when we first launched the brochure, we'd have been very pleased to have sold 250 of those beds. In fact, we sold considerably more than 500. It exceeded our wildest dreams in success. So for 2014, we doubled the size of the brochure, and in 2014, we now program a holiday in and around Waterford County. Not so important for what I'm talking about. Ramblers countrywide holidays are just the worldwide holidays, but in the UK it's an arbitrary distinction. And the cruise and walk holidays, we work with Fred Olsen Cruises. We put groups on boats and we take them out walking from the ports. But again, that's not particularly relevant for what I'm talking about today. So right, what do I need for a walking holiday? A mountain, a lake, some people. Dead easy. Alas, there's a little bit more to it than that. We typically provide on our holidays the flights from the UK to the destination, transport from the destination airport to the hotel, accommodation, typically half board, so breakfast and dinner, and all our holidays have a group leader that comes on them and takes the group round, and a walking program, though we don't include the costs of getting out to the walking program are not included in the holiday. I'll come on to the reason for that later. So the most important aspects of the holiday, what we spend the most money on, is the accommodation. We need nice hotels in walking areas. If any of you guys happen to have a hotel that has a view like that, out of your window, then please come and talk to me. I'm accepting it's unlikely. That's actually a view of Everest. That's taken from the Everest View Hotel, which is up above Namche Bazaar in Nepal. That's Everest with the cloud blowing off the top there. But straight away, if you have a hotel in a place like that, then I would be very interested to talk to you. As estate agents say, three things important: location, location, and location. It's the same when choosing hotels. This is an example of a hotel we use in Spain. It's in a town called Cardona. It's about an hour's drive north of Barcelona. This is an Adagio hotel. This, not unsurprisingly, is a very upscale hotel. It's technically a 4-star hotel, but it's beautiful inside. They're part of the Parador chain. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's a very well-known Spanish chain. It's government-owned, and the idea is they take historic buildings and they turn them into very upscale hotels. Particular reason why I wanted to show you this picture is this hotel has stunning curb appeal. When you drive north of Barcelona, it's gently rolling hills, and you just get a glimpse. About 15 miles away, you get a glimpse through the hills of this castle up on the hill. And as you get closer and closer, it gets more and more imposing. And when you're standing underneath it, you think, geez, that's quite a cool place to stay. It is a very, very cool place to stay. So choosing hotels, somewhere that's got curb appeal like that, it's a great location. It's in the hills, a lot to do. Also, all of our hotels have ensuite accommodation. One exception I'm about to come on to, we can't sell a hotel unless everybody has their own room with a bathroom. Gone are the days that our clients will accept that. It has to be ensuite. Not unsurprising, this hotel is all ensuite accommodation. This is the odd exception to that rule. This is a mountain hut in the Dolomites in Italy. We have a small but important market for selling hutting holidays. Now, clients who go on these holidays, they will be well aware that they will be, if you sleep in this place, you'll sleep in hopefully a single-sex dormitory, but not guaranteed. There'll probably be 6 to 12 people in the same room. You'll have people snoring and keeping you up all night and smelly feet, and really, some people wonder why people go and stay like that. But then you walk out the door and you find you're at the top of the mountains and you have fantastic walking all around you. We can sell any kind of accommodation if the location is right, is the point I'm trying to make to you there. Right, the next aspect of the offer is food. This is a guy cooking breakfast outside a hotel in Almaty in Kazakhstan. He's doing omelettes. The Kazakhs like their omelettes for breakfast. He is a very, very good omelette chef. Whenever we go anywhere, we always try and make sure that we get local food. Two advantages: that it means that our clients get to, food is a very important aspect of culture, we all know. So they get that view of the local culture. Also, the local chefs tend to be very, very good at cooking their local stuff, not so good at cooking other people's stuffs. He was a great breakfast chef. Whether he worked well producing Irish breakfasts in here, it wouldn't be so good. We had a big problem working in Nepal. We've now sorted this out. The Nepalese for a long time were trying to provide us with Western cuisine, and we were having some food hygiene issues. We talked with them, got them to switch back to providing Nepali food, which they knew how to cook, they knew how to prepare, they knew how to serve, and these issues just disappeared overnight. Dinner, local cuisine. This guy runs a hotel in the Bay of Naples in Italy. Really, you want to have pizza if you go to the Bay of Naples in Italy. An important example, an important factor of the food offer is more and more we are having to deal with specific dietary requirements. I don't suppose there's ever a holiday that goes out now that doesn't have a vegetarian on it. Now, that might be a strict vegetarian, that might be a vegetarian that eats fish, even the odd vegan now. We have food allergy issues, gluten allergies, milk intolerance. All of these things are very, very commonplace now. We need to be absolutely confident that whoever's providing food for our group can cope with all of those issues and can provide good, wholesome food for anybody, regardless of their dietary requirements. Lunch we don't normally include, so we can send them off to the local market to get their lunch, their bread, their cheese, their tomatoes, whatever. This is actually a market in Cape Verde. It's rather more colourful. But again, for an accommodation provider, we need to make sure that the clients have somewhere they can go to a local market. There is somewhere they can walk to from the morning to go and get their food for lunch. Or if not, then the hotel, our accommodation, needs to be able to provide packed lunches for us Nearly always they can. Next, transport. I mentioned we provide as part of the package the transport from the destination airport to the hotel. If it's a two-centre holiday, we provide transport in between the hotels and then back to the airport. What we need is a nice, this is actually a Northern Irish bus, one of our operators we use takes us out to the Sperrin Mountains from Belfast. We need a nice clean bus. We need it to look nice on the outside. Remember, this is the first thing that the clients see when they arrive. We have to create a good pressure. We need a nice clean bus. We need it clean inside and out. We need seat belts. They're not a legal requirement yet, I understand, but more and more of our clients are insisting that they have seat belts in the bus, so that's likely to be an issue. We need the driver to be presentable. We need him to be personable. We need him to have a big smile on his face. It is extraordinarily likely that any bus driver we have in Ireland will fit all of those criteria. And of course, we don't have the language barrier here. So if we hired a bus here, we'd expect the bus driver to give them a little bit of a talk on the way, just a little introduction to the area. Bus drivers tend to know these things. I mentioned that we provide a walking programme, but we don't include the transport that might be needed for that walking programme. This is an example of some of the more basic transport we would provide to get people out to the walks. And the reason I've chosen this one, this ox cart, they're in Nepal here. The reason why I've put this on here is that, like everybody, we have to comply with health and safety regulations. Hotels have to have their fire eggs spot on. If ever I go and see a hotel for an inspection trip to see if it's appropriate to work together, I walk in. If the fire safety provisions aren't as they should be, then I will just turn around and walk out the door. We can't work with you. Particularly in Ireland, we're all in the EU. We all have the same regulations. We all know what they are. They have to be in place. Buses the same. They have to have their MOT and all the certification. You can't have bald tyres, can't have cracked windows, anything like that. We just can't work with you. I appreciate that bringing accommodation up to current regulations can be expensive. Keeping buses maintained to current standard can be expensive. There is a famous quote by Stelios, the bloke who founded EasyJet. If you think safety is expensive, try an accident. We can't compromise on health and safety. Absolutely vital. Now, many would say the most important aspect of the holiday is the walking. This is in Bryce Canyon in the USA. This is spectacular walking. So again, if your hotel happens to be near somewhere like this, you're the guy I want to speak to. It can also be, that's an extreme example of outdoor. This is Rome. I'm sure you all recognise the Colosseum. We have a hotel in Rome, and we have what I consider to be a very, very good walking programme strolling round the back streets of Rome. It's all urban walking, but it's fascinating. If you get a good guide, can bring back the stories of Rome to you. It's a popular holidays run for 10 odd years. It's very popular. Local attractions. Again, I'm sure very few of you will be able to offer me day trips to go and see the Taj Mahal from your hotel in Waterford. But this is an absolutely iconic building. People will travel a long, long way to see this. So I was trying to think on the way over. I suspect the best example I can think of locally is, I appreciate it's not in Waterford area, but Blarney Castle, again, is a world-renowned attraction. And that would be something, that would be a handle on which we would advertise a holiday. We would have, you need the walking, but you've got to get people to go there. Ardmore Round Tower was a big attraction. We now run a holiday in Ardmore. That's another example of an iconic building. Natural wonders. This is in Arches National Park in the USA. I had seen pictures of this. It's called the Grand Arch, the Great Arch. Can't remember, it's not important. But I remember seeing pictures of this when I was a kid and thinking, that's somewhere I want to go to. If you look, bottom left down here, that's guy's about 6 feet tall. Give you an idea of the scale of the thing. That's just that people will travel a long way. That's a picture that I wanted to put in our brochure because that will encourage people to go on holiday. St. Peter's Square in Rome, same thing. People will travel a long way to see that kind of thing. Now, this is another mountain hut. This one is in Switzerland, not in Italy. But the point I want to illustrate here, if you have a hotel, I said that we don't include the price of the walking programme. So we've got three things. We can either walk out the hotel, we can get on the local bus to go to where the walk is, or we can hire transport to take us to where the walking is. Excuse me. If we, in an ideal world, we can walk out. If I could find a hotel, one day I can walk that way out the front door, one day I'll walk that day, one day I'll walk that day, one day I'll walk that day. That's great for the clients, there's no cost involved. Great for the leader, it makes the organisation very easy. There's no time pressure to get to the bus stop, to get the only bus that goes that day back to the hotel. Just makes the whole thing more relaxed. And also we say to clients that the cost of the walking programme is not included. We also say to them that the cost will not exceed not more than £50 a week. So if we have to hire a bus, it's not uncommon for a bus to cost, say, €400 for a day for hire. If we have 20 people that go on that bus, that's €20 a day. That's slightly less than half their weekly allowance gone that we can spend of their money. If we only, for any reason, some people don't want to go, and if we only get 10 people on the bus, that's €40. That's a large proportion of the weekly allowance gone in one go. So we can avoid hiring transport, we do. Right, now, more specifically, this is a page out of our 2014 Adagio brochure. This holiday stays in the Cliff House Hotel in Ardmore, and we have a local programme that is based entirely in County Waterford. Let me give you a little bit of history. I met up with Mary from Waterford Tourism World Travel Market, big trade show in London, 2012. She invited me out here January 2013. We travelled round the local area and we saw the local highlights. This is inside the Cliff House Hotel. I was surprised. This is a 5-star hotel. I'm sure you all know it. Very nice hotel. It's probably one of the better hotels that we contract anywhere in the world. When I first saw it, I thought, no, this is way more upmarket than we need. But I got talking to them, and I found them to be friendly and helpful, and they provided me with very reasonable rates, they provided me with very good photographs, and they have a lovely product. Lismore Castle, I'm sure you all recognise it. Again, guys in Lismore Tourism, they've got the gardens, fantastic for our clients. There's local walking by the river, beautifully signed out, marked trails, ideal, and they have all the history of the Kennedys and Fred Astaire, a very interesting place. Copper Coast. This is a classic example of the photographs I need to go in a brochure. This is the kind of photograph I think that you see that and you think, yeah, I want to be there. I want to be standing just here now. I want to be enjoying that view. If you can get me photographs of that standard, I am very pleased to work with you. Sorry, that's just a bathroom at the Cliff House Hotel. That's not particularly relevant to what I'm talking about. They do good food as well. Again, we need good food. It doesn't need to be Michelin star standard, but if it is and you can get me nice photographs of it, well and good. That will go well. Right, to sum up, or to finish, just a cautionary tale. When we were putting together this holiday in Waterford, I needed to source transports. Waterford Tourism recommended me to talk to a couple of transport providers. And I phoned them up and I said, look, we need Cork Airport to Ardmore, day trips around, back to Ardmore. They said, not a problem, we'll send you the prices tomorrow. And they didn't. And I phoned them up the next day and they said, we'll send them tomorrow. And they didn't. And the whole thing got very frustrating. So I talked to the Cliff House Hotel and they said, yeah, we know a guy. Talk to this guy. And I phoned him up and he said, yeah, we'll send you the prices tomorrow. And he didn't. And I phoned him up again and he said, we'll send you the prices tomorrow. And he didn't. Eventually, I found a company in Cork that were absolutely brilliant to deal with. But the important thing, I think the most important thing that I will tell you today is don't ever overpromise. It is very frustrating for everybody. If you can't deliver what you've said you can deliver, it wastes an awful lot of time, creates an awful lot of bad feeling. That is all I have to say to you. It just remains... Actually, no, one more thing I have to say to you. I've worked very closely with Waterford County Tourism putting this holiday together. You guys are very fortunate to have such a proactive and imaginative tourist office. I would encourage you to work as closely as you can with those guys because you are very lucky to have them. I hope something of what I said to you was useful. Thank you very much for listening to me.